When it comes to install Autodesk Civil 3D 2023, you have to keep in mind two basic things. Firstly, how you can download and what are download options, and mainly what are the key differences in different download options. And secondly, how you can install the main product and what are the additional installation options afterwards, for example through Autodesk Desktop App. Because Autodesk tend to change those workflows year by year, this is a key reason why I make those videos. So let's take a dive in. Let's continue with Autodesk Civil 3D 2023. You can access Civil 3D 2023 downloads directly from autodesk.com website, and you can add shortcut Civil 3D, or you can also find from the products list. I give a shortcut and then I can see an option or button, download free trial. I click on it and then I can see that I have to use which kind of user I am. In this case, because I want to download to get those files, I suggest that you do business option. At later times, once you use activation or serial key, serial number, then you define how you start using your product. But for installations or downloads, this option doesn't mean anything special. So I click on business and then next. Now I have to create Autodesk account. If I don't have it, I can do that through create account and it's free to create one. But because I do already have one, then I will use that one. Once I include email, I click next. And obviously, I also need to input password. Sometimes if I have enabled two-level security code or login, I have to include additional security code. So let's do that as well. Enter code. And now I have to profile myself to Autodesk. So for example, objective of trial. For example, I want to try this product for the first time. Actually, there are no big differences in terms of what options you pick. And also job level field and then next again. Also, I need to include my company information and next again. Now, let's pay attention to what are the installation possibilities. First of all, you can see install, and if you click on it, you can install or download. I prefer the download option because in that case, I will download all my files to my computer and I can easily reinstall to different machines if I need to. Obviously, you can see that Civil 3D is available for Windows only. 2023 is my version in this video. So I select my download and now pay attention to that depending on your product, what you start to download, you may see multiple save as dialogues. So please be patient once all of those dialogues opens up and just point to the same directory to where you want to save those. You can also see that in my case I have two different files, 0202. In your case, you may see that the first save as dialog is 0102. So the order is not important how you download or how you save those files. So I point to my directory into where I want to download those files. I click save and now my second file shows up 0102. I hit save again. I'm downloading those files through my browser, and that is the reason why it's important to keep your browser window open. And I need to wait once those files are downloaded. Once those are downloaded, you have to extract those files, meaning that those exe files are self-extractable. You just hit this 0102 file and then you extract your files. Because I have all my files downloaded beforehand, I can show you the screen once I have also extracted those files. After I have extracted those files, for example to a separate folder or to the same folder, and if my extraction went well, I can safely delete those two exe files. Those two files in my case are about 3.2 gigabytes. But let's continue with installation. So I double click on this setup.exe and my installation will be prepared. Just let's wait a bit. I need to ensure that I give Windows access to this installer. I click yes on small screen or pop-up on a button yes. I also need to agree with license terms. I agree and next. And then I can select the location to where I want to install Civil 3D 2023. I keep the default location, meaning that it's a C drive, common location program files and Autodesk. And then I hit next. I can also include some additional components from this installer. For example, Subassembly Composer, which is kind of a key component to design your own subassemblies if you are familiar with Civil 3D. Even if you are not, then I suggest that you will include also this composer and then just click install. Now you can see installing is in progress, so let's wait a bit. Civil 3D comes with AutoCAD as well, meaning that you can fire up Civil 3D 2023 as AutoCAD 2023, so you don't have to install those products separately. But now let's just wait once our installation is finished. During installation, you may see that icons are already there at your desktop, but be patient. Do not click on those yet. You will see notifications that now you can click and open a product even if installation still continues. So let's wait a bit. This installation is quite quick because all my files are downloaded. Maybe it takes some 5 or close to 10 minutes altogether to get installed. Also additional component I selected, and now the installation is basically finished. Just some fine-tunes and I can click finish. Now it's time to open up Civil 3D 2023, and maybe for you it's first time. You can see two icons at your desktop, and one is saying metric version and second one is saying imperial. If you are metric user like I am, you will click on this icon, which means that you are usually designing or creating in meters or in millimeters. If you tend to use a product in feet or in inches, then you will fire up Civil 3D using imperial. Because I don't use imperial, I can safely delete this icon. It doesn't mean that I can't use imperial options in my product. It's just a shortcut to fire up the product using the right template. But later on I can even decide using this metric version which is my unit system. So I delete this one, and probably I will delete also this metric icon a bit later because I can fire up my product also by searching from my apps list. So for example, Civil 3D, and I can see that I do have currently two versions installed, and one of them is 2023 and metric or imperial. Before I actually fire up my Civil 3D, then maybe you got notified that there are already some additional components or apps ready to install. And this is through Autodesk Desktop App, which you can find from the lower right corner. And if you click on this Autodesk Desktop App and then you move to My Updates, then you can see what additional components or small products, apps are available for your Civil 3D 2023. It's one common location for all updates for your Autodesk products. For example, Coordinates Transformation Tool, PPK Survey Extension, also Geotechnical Modeler and Shape Import Export. It's up to you do you want to install those additional components as well. Sometimes it's good to just test or see what this particular component does. But sometimes you probably may know that you don't use it anyway, so it doesn't make sense to install it. But it will stay in this list. I close Autodesk Desktop App and let's move forward and let's double click Civil 3D 2023 metric. You see a starting screen and Civil 3D loads up. Usually the first loading time is a bit longer than the next one. I get additional screen. Do I want to start a trial? Or if I already have a license, for example, maybe I'm upgrading or I have already subscribed to Civil 3D, I'm using previous version, then I probably have also my serial number ready. Currently, I'm selecting that I want to start my trial. So I click Start Trial. But if you already have serial number, then you can click Already have a license. And once I click this Start Trial, I can subscribe or add up my serial number to activate the product at any time. And it can be done very easily. For example, if I close those screens, I can later on to click this small icon, top right corner, which tells me that my trial is enabled for 30 days. But if I click on it, I can open up the registration screen again and I can continue my activation procedure. Sometimes your activation is made by your IT manager. And in those cases, the license is connected to your user account. So you can see that you are logged in also from the top right corner. Keep in mind that some features, also AutoCAD basic features, are not available before you actually log in. Once again, as I said before, this account can be freely created and you can test the full product before you subscribe. What you see right now is, let's say, my Civil 3D Home tab, or actually it's called Start tab. From here you can create a new drawing or open a current one. You can also see Connect tab, which I currently minimize. And you can create a new drawing very easily. You can use any one option you like. For example, you can click from here New and Browse for templates, because as in AutoCAD, also in Civil 3D, you start your drawing through a template. So if I click Browse Templates, I get a screen from where I can find my own template or a default one that came with Civil 3D 2023 installation. For example, I select Civil 3D metric option, and this is special file extension DWT, which is drawing template. It's good to remember that as well, because you save your drawings in different format in DWG. This file is only to be used to create basically this empty DWG. So if I open, you can see now drawing 1. So once again, new drawing was created based on your selected template. And this template, for example, includes unit system. You can see units quite easily from this C menu. If you click top left corner and then drawing utilities and then units, you can see small dialog which says that currently you are designing in meters. That was defined in my selected template, and it's important that you select right template, otherwise you probably mess up with your drawings content as well as tools
that are available, because in Civil 3D, if you opened your product through metric version, also by default you see some default content in metric units. Those are different things, but it's important that both are from the same unit system. I hit cancel. Once you created a new drawing, you can save this drawing quite easily by right-clicking this drawing one and clicking save or save as. I just show you that if I click save as, I get saved drawing as, and now I can see that my drawing file extension is DWG as it is with AutoCAD. I can also see that DWG does have version number, and the most recent version is still 2018. This is important because sometimes you share your drawing files with different users, and then it makes sense that you agree which drawing version you have to select. So I can save it, for example, to my desktop. As I mentioned, Civil 3D can be also used as AutoCAD. For that, to be able to use just AutoCAD-based toolset, you simply select from the top left corner drafting annotation if you want to create 2D drawings, 3D modeling if you want to create AutoCAD 3D drawings, and planning and analysis if you are GIS expert. Planning and analysis belong to Civil 3D, and drafting and annotation and 3D modeling are pure AutoCAD toolsets. For example, if I select drafting and annotation, my toolset, which is included through my ribbon tabs, gets changed. And if I move to 3D modeling, I now see 3D specific toolset, which is common to AutoCAD 3D. And if I go back to Civil 3D, then now I'm seeing Civil 3D specific ribbon tabs. Sometimes some additional tool palettes gets opened, which can be closed at any time. But for Civil 3D user, I think that some key tool palette, which kind of should be opened at all times, is called Tool Space. This tab shows different components or object types, however you want to call them, grouped, and also you get some shortcuts directly from Toolspace. When you start learning Civil 3D, then you will understand what point surface alignment mean. If you accidentally close some tool palettes, for example through this little cross, then you can find those palettes from Home tab, Toolspace. And probably the second most common tool palette which you want to see quite often is Properties palette, which can be also found from this list, Properties. All palettes can be freely moved and located, but you can also connect to left or right hand side. For example, if I keep my left mouse button down and if I move my palette so that it will kind of grabs my right edge, I then release my left mouse button and now I can see my Properties palette. I can also easily resize. And those palettes, if you are using two screens, can be also located to different screens. Okay, I think that I'm not going to teach Civil 3D or AutoCAD in this video anymore, but it was probably important to show a couple of things that are important for first-time users, especially how you can open up different palettes if you accidentally close them, how you can save your drawing, and what is a drawing file version. In my later videos, I probably show some interesting features that are available, especially in this 2023 version. But keep in mind that sometimes you do need to install those additional apps first, and then you can see those tabs in addition. I haven't done that, and probably I'm doing some additional installations right now. But for you, I can suggest that I hope that you are able to install the product, and I wish you happy learning. Autodesk Civil 3D 2023. Bye bye.